Hey guys, what's up? This is Zach here. I know I haven't released a video in a while, but I think this one's going to be pretty cool and you guys will like this. I haven't really seen any tutorials out there, or at least videos, on how to make your own JavaScript library similar to like jQuery. So I figured I'll just use this video to teach you guys the basics. So right here we just have this library.js, which will be our JavaScript library. And we just have this HTML page, and it's just pretty simple, it just includes it. And we'll just put our code in here once we make the library. So let's get started. So how do you think jQuery works? Well, you could do something similar to this. We'll make a function right here, and we'll give it a selector, and right here we will just, let's just say return selector, and in here we'll just call, and then let's just say div right here. So it's just going to return the div once we log it, of course, which we'll do that. So let's look at what it happens. Okay, so it says div, because that's what we pass into it, right? So already it kind of looks like jQuery, but it doesn't actually do anything yet. Let's make it so we do something like this, and it will actually return the HTML. So let's go back here, and let's actually do something like, let's make an object called self. This will hold the whole, like all of our functions for our library. Next up, let's say self.selector equals the selector. Then let's get the actual HTML element. So let's call self.element equals document.query selector. And then let's say self.selector. So right here, self.element, if we called that element right here, but let's actually make it a separate function so we can change stuff around later. So the way we'll do this is just self.html equals a function, and for now let's just have it return self.element. Of course, cannot read HTML undefined, and that's because at the end of our function we should return self. So there, right here, it returns our element now. So just like that, we have a super simple little function here, and it looks just like jQuery. So I think this is pretty neat, and there's a lot of cool stuff we can do. So I'm going to go over making a little thing that grabs attributes and lets you set attribute values. So say I have this div right here, and I have title equals yo, and I want to see, like, I want to check with JavaScript what the value of title is, or say I want to set another one dynamically. So right here we'll just do, it'll end up being something like attr, so we'll make it just like jQuery, how jQuery works, and let's just say title. So we'll want this to log yo, so we want it to give us the value of it. So this is actually pretty easy to do. We'll make another function here, and we'll give it a name and value. So we'll say, if there's just a name, let's grab the value of that attribute. If you have a value, let's set an attribute with this name equal to whatever value you passed in. So let's say if there's not a value, let's just return self.element.getAttribute, if I can spell here, and then the name. So that right there should already work for what we have here. Let's just see it real quick. So it says yo, and return the value of that attribute. So now what if we want to set it? It's pretty simple too. It's just if there is a value, it's going to not return there. So we don't even have to do an else statement. We could just say, we could just do self.element.setAttribute, and then let's give it name, comma, value. And then let's actually just do, let's return self. Anytime we're not returning something in the function, we should always return self, because this way they can change stuff. Like now, since it returns self, if I'm setting a value, which I'll do here, so I'll just set test, and let's set the value of that to testing value. Now if we save all that, it just returns the object right after doing it, right? Well, how do we even know it worked? That's pretty easy. We'll just look at the elements in the inspector. So just set test equal to testing value right here. And as you can see, it returns the whole object, which means we can chain stuff. So now I can call, after that I can call .html on the end of it, and boom, look, it's just like jQuery. We can chain a bunch of stuff onto the end of it and do a ton of stuff here. So I just pretty much gave you guys a really simple way to make your own library. For anything else you want to do, you can just call self dot whatever you want to be able to call it. So let's look at one of the other things here. This is a library I've been working on just kind of for fun. So it's a bunch of stuff here. We'll do something pretty cool, and it's also really simple. Let's do self.on. So, you know, in jQuery you can do this. You can do, let's say div.on, and let's pass in click. So when you click it, it'll return an event to this function right here. So jQuery has a real easy way to do that, right? Well, we can make that with pretty much 2 lines of code in our library right here. And I'm just going to console.log the event just to show you guys. So now we'll go back here, we'll call self.on equal to a function, and let's just say like the type of event we want, and then the callback function. So all this is doing is it's just saying, right here we're passing the type, which is on a click, and then we're giving it a function we want called whenever there is a click. So it's just callback is equal to this right here, the function. So now we can just do self.element, so whatever element is in their selector, dot, and then say if it was on click, we would put this. We could set equals the callback. So right there, if here, we'll just save that and show you this for now. So on the click, it returns the event, right? Well, this is super easy to make it work with every type of event out there. Without doing a bunch of if statements, we can easily make this work with every click event, or every type of event rather, because right here is a reference that Mozilla has with every type of event, right? You could do on abort, on blur, on change, all of these different types, right? Well, we can simply just do right here, we can do on plus the type equals the callback. So there, now whatever you pass in here, so on click, it'll basically just say element dot on click, and or you can say abort, close, whatever, and it'll all work right in here. And then we can of course return self again so that we can keep chaining stuff. So right here it'll work just fine, just like as you saw in the previous example. Sorry, that was the wrong page. The event's right here. Now let's actually try doing on a double click, which is dbl click. Sorry, I keep going to the wrong page. Boom, mouse event right here. So this is a really neat way with 1 line of code pretty much to support every type of click event in this super easy way compared to doing it with plain JavaScript. So I hope you guys liked that. I hope that was a good intro. If you guys want me to cover anything else or a bunch of other stuff, just let me know. And when I release my library that I'm working on, I know it's not very unique. I'm just pretty much doing it for fun. I'll let you guys know. So thanks for watching. I hope you liked it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments.